Thanks for staying here with us on the JoyNews channel. And of course, Joy Sports has been following some cycling in recent times. Well, the internationally acclaimed and recognized Prudential Ride from the United Kingdom is here in Ghana. So on November 24 here in Accra, 400 cyclists will take to the tracks to see who earns that opportunity to go and participate in the global event in the UK. And of course, collaborating a great deal is the Ghana Cycling Federation, who have their grouping of the Greater Accra Cycling Federation, whose chairman, Kofi Boakye, is here with me for the discussions and looking ahead to the Prudential Ride. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a while.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, sure. Let's go into this. When you look at the calendar, the competitive calendar, I mean, we haven't had anything as big as the Prudential Ride in recent time. That must be received with a great sense of enthusiasm by the cycling community in Ghana.
Definitely, yes. I mean, the enthusiasm is big. And it so happened that we come in at the latter end of the year due to logistics and organization, but next year is going to be bigger and better.
Wow, interesting. Tell me about, the cyclists and how they've been preparing themselves on a daily basis for all of this.
Yeah, the cyclists have been aware of this now the last quarter of the year. As I said, putting up this thing hasn't been that easy, but we thank Prudential for coming on board and stepping up to the plate. So the cyclists are busy, very busy on the road. The enthusiasm is ripped by the fact that this time around they have an international exposure on the London Pro Ride next year, which of course comes just before the Tour de France. So that's a better place to make your mark after so much starvation and hunger. You agree with me that if you have such an opportunity, this is where you have to make the kill. They are very busy, and we'll just pray to God that the drivers and motorists on the road will give them some breather and some space.
And talk about that. I mean, what's the arrangement with the Pro Ride? Because we surely are going to follow a certain route, and what's the plan?
Well, the plan is, as at now, we're still discussing with AMA to close certain parts of the road so that we don't have much accidents, or we don't have any accidents at all. As much as we are discussing that, we are also in touch with the Ghana Police, the Motor Traffic Transport Division, to ensure that we have proper rules, proper layouts, and proper defined curves, especially for the cyclists to maneuver. So as at now, we have been able to reduce the incidence of accidents to the barest minimum, so far as I'm concerned. But we are hopeful that by next week, next 2 weeks, we will hear from the AMA and we'll agree with them that come that day, we'll be able to close that road just for 15 to 30 minutes so that the cyclists can have their day.
I see. Interesting stuff there. Now, tell me about the various groupings of cycling clubs and how they keep themselves in good form, because like we've said, we've agreed on, it's been a while since we had such a big tournament.
All right, the various groupings you have in the country, you have about 24 professional cycling groups. You have 24 professional cycling clubs. Aside that, there are the amateurs, you have the gladiators, you have the cool guys, you have the velo stars. I mean, there are a whole lot of them. Tema, you have some who, and they are multiplying and coming up now due to the confidence level that we have, and also to step out and ride outside. So the aim is to make the whole field broad, bring in the mountain bikers, which is pioneered by Isaac Saki, and then make sure that we have as many people as we can, even go to the primary schools. Because you realize that way back from home, our children start riding bicycles, but somewhere along the line, when they hit the teenage gap, then they kind of tone down. No cycling again, and then you don't know what happens to bicycle. You want to get this thing out and make sure that you can take bicycle all the way to 70, 80 and still be riding. So the field is now broad. We have the professionals, we have the amateurs, and we're going to go down, like they said, the stationary bikers as well.
Oh, great stuff there. Now, let's quickly go through what everybody needs to do to get on board. I mean, if you're a professional, if you're an amateur, what do you need to do to get on board the Prudential Ride?
If you're a professional, you're an amateur, you are a stationary biker, one ingredient that you need is to be safety minded. Your helmet, the proper tracksuits you need with the padded base, your singlets and your t-shirts, and then your water bottle.
Okay.
Because of the sun, hydration. But your helmet is primary. Then the kind of boots you need to wear to paddle, and then all that. But safety is a prime thing.
Wow, interesting stuff.
Yes.
Just before we wrap up, the registration procedure again, before we wrap up, yeah.
Registration is 20 cedis. You get online on the ProRide platform, and then as you click, you follow the various instructions, and then you get there and register.
Okay.
And once you are registered, you are done. But that doesn't mean that it's automatic. If on that day your safety gadgets are not correct, I wouldn't allow you to ride.
Okay.
And we want 400 people. If all the 400 people don't have it, we are sorry. We'll close and take the money.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Kofi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kofi Boakye is the chairman of the Greater Accra Cycling Association under the Ghana Cycling Federation, who are collaborating with Prudential Life and Carbon AV to bring us the 2019 Prudential Ride. Remember, the winners get the opportunity to go to the UK to participate in the global event. So we'll be doing some more on this in looking ahead to the big one on November 24. That's it. My name is Nathaniel Atto, and I have love for sport.